Hello and welcome to YakWaxLips, the podcast. My name is Michael, your point-and-click adventurer, and in this debut episode I'm going to be talking to Anna from 2 for 2 Games about her brand new game, Kapia, and her Kickstarter which starts today. I sat down with Anna just before the Kickstarter went live and we discussed everything about the game from its inception through to its development, through to when it's going to be released, and everything in between. So get yourself comfy because this is my debut interview with Anna from 2 for 2 Games about Kapia. Hi everyone, Michael here from YakWaxLips. This is the debut episode of my podcast, so thank you for tuning in. Today I'm delighted to be joined by Anna from 2 for 2 Games, and she's just working on her debut game, which is Kapia, or Kapia. Decided how you want to pronounce it is up to you. So welcome, Anna. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited about the Kickstarter that's going on right now, and it's very nice meeting everybody.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, the Kickstarter as this episode is out the day that the Kickstarter out. So yeah, I really hope it's going to be a big one. It's all over social media. Everywhere that I look, it's there. And it's like it's got a lot of support behind it. So yeah, tell us about the game. Let's start at the start. What is the storyline of Kapia?
The game it's a point-and-click adventure quest. It's all in 3D, and it takes place in this closed-up environment of people living under the domes, under the quarantine, and they can't get out. So this leader, he's taking it upon himself to resolve the mystery of what has happened, of why the war has started, and that's where we start the game. And believe it or not, I wrote it 4 years ago. I don't know how it happens.
4 years ago, wow. So
yes.
How come it's taken this long to get it off the ground?
Well, first year we took as a preparation. I mean, we outlined everything. We invested in motion capture, and it was a big assistance in our game because we animated everything, every dialogue, every tree, everything in the game. So it has a lot of animation, and it's a big project. I mean, it's a pretty big game. The demo itself, it's around 90 minutes of gameplay, and that's only the demo version, so the prologue.
Yeah.
And it's a big job for 2 people. But right now we feel that it's in a good shape to show the world. And the demo is available to download for free right now. So if you guys want to check it out.
Excellent. I'll put all these links in the show notes for the demo and of course the Kickstarter. Now you say it's just 2 people. It is you and your other half working on this.
Yes.
How is that relationship going? Like working together, living together, like in pockets the whole time. How's it going?
We actually started working together 15 years ago.
Oh, wow. So you're used to it then.
Yes, we're used to it. It was a little bit difficult at the start, but I mean, the start was 15 years ago. Who remembers?
Yeah.
And right now we're a really good team. We work really well together. I mean, we don't have to, argue or go over things a lot. So we just understand each other really quickly, and we can just, build and build and build.
Yeah. How does the like who does what on the game? Is it like someone take the story, someone take the coding and like the art? I mean, is that split 50-50 or do you have like your own specialist skills?
Yes, it's more of the second part. We specialize. I do the graphics, and my husband, he does the coding part, and also he does animation. And he has a background in animation, so he does a lot of handcrafted animation for the game. For example, if you play a game, you'll see that every object is animated from a first-person view. So my husband actually animated all the hands without motion capture because it's really difficult to find an exact object that would fit.
Yeah.
I mean, with motion capture, you have to be very specific.
Yeah. Wow, very technical. Now, you say you've been working together for 15 years. Now, this is your debut game. So what were you doing beforehand together? Were you using those skills in a previous kind of like creative environments?
Absolutely. Our whole career, it was built for this moment. So it makes it even more exciting for us right now. The reason why we took so long with the demo, we really want to show people that we are here to stay. We want to make this product really well. We want to continue making games. And before we were concentrating on professions that were near game development. So
Right.
my husband, he actually developed his own engine, and we used that a lot in our previous jobs. I did a lot of modeling. I mean, you name it, I've done it. Architectural modeling, any type of modeling I've done,
Yeah.
and 2D, 3D, everything,
Yeah.
even special effects. I mean, we even done that.
So yeah, the previous 15 years are basically geared up to exactly the right time to make Kapia.
Geneva, I'm at the gate.
Copy. I am listening. Stefan, you are back. Did you succeed?
Geneva, password.
Do I really have to?
Rules are rules.
Fine. Third of the parrot, quarter of a crocodile. I am beauty, no denial.
Geneva, I'm sorry, but Rennie asked me for so long to come up with a password.
Just don't tell me that you fancy this. Rennie is already spoiled, and you are just adding to it.
But
Fine, let's just drop this. So what? Do I need to open the gates for you now? Or maybe you would like me to say that ridiculous password one more time.
please open. Thank you, Geneva.
We will be waiting for you in the headquarters.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was going to say, like, I've read your blurb where you say, you're harking back to the glory days from Full Throttle, Grim Fandango, Siberia. Do you feel like games these days don't quite hit that height?
Not necessarily. There are a lot of indie projects that are available right now, and they are very creative and very interesting to play. So of course that's classic. You have to orient on classic. I can't mention things that people don't know. I want people to understand where we are coming from. And the games that you have mentioned were the games that I've played when I was, of younger age.
Yeah, me too. In the 90s, that's when you got the Amiga, and that's all you play. Monkey Island, all the LucasArts games, and then,
Right.
like you say, moving into the 3D era, as you say.
So it's definitely an inspiration for what we do right now.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we wanted to do. So we're very satisfied with what we have right now. Graphic-wise and animation-wise, it's sort of in the style, and it is nostalgic. But at the same time, we updated the gameplay. For example, the puzzles are probably not as challenging as they used to be in the classical games. And we have less objects, so they're more intuitive, more dynamic gameplay in general.
You win.
I'm winning. Bring it on.
Now, I see you've also got a couple of mini games in there. I mean, how are they going to work? Because I love a mini game in a game. It's like, it's just it takes you out of the big quest for 5 minutes or so. But yeah, they're real good fun. So how are they going to work in Kapia?
They're going to be a part of the story, and all you need to is the same controls. I mean, you don't need your keyboard; it's still a mouse. And we are working really hard on implementing controller right now. So I really hope that in the version that you're playing, you will have that option.
Yeah.
It's kind of a last minute but very important part that we want to bring to you, so you can sit back, relax, play from your couch.
Yeah. I think that's it, isn't it? Because especially with the Switch shaking off as well, and so many games getting ported to the Switch and the PS4 and the Xbox. I mean, it is a kind of you can sit there with the controller, and like if the option is there, is it something that you're going to be looking at porting it to the Switch at all?
Absolutely. If we're gonna hit our stretch goals, we're gonna probably have something about that in there.
Yeah.
Let's say it carefully.
Yeah. Now the demo you say is it's 90 minutes long, and that's that's amazing for a demo. Some demos these days are only like 5 minutes long. How far along are you in the development? Like how much more have you got to do? And then on top of that, once it is done, how long do you envisage the game to be?
We are looking at 5 hours, to say it carefully. To say what exactly I mean by 5 hours, you need to play demo version and see what I mean by 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have been playing the game, over a longer period of time, and it's not because of the difficulty, but more because of the flow of the game. I mean, it is an adventure quest, and you probably don't want to. It depends on you, but of course, most people prefer playing a couple hours, in a day, and then doing something else, and then diving back into the story.
Yeah.
So we're orienting at 5 hours, but I don't know. It's going to be at least 5 hours.
Yeah. And how far are you on the development side of it? I
Uh-huh.
mean, is it almost done? Have you still got a way to go?
Oh, well, it's the last part of the huge project. I mean,
Yeah.
we've been in development for 4 years,
Yeah.
not without a reason. So this final part is probably the most challenging part.
Yeah.
This is where we want everything to be perfect. We don't want any bugs. We want to have everything figured out with the voice acting and this, so
Yeah.
just collecting everything. We are pretty much far along in the development, but we orient at 2021 Q2.
Can I go meet Grandpa?
Not a chance. Stefan asked me to look after you until he gets back.
But he is back.
Do you see him here?
No.
Then he is not back.
When are you going to send Robbie to open the gates for Grandpa?
Yeah, in a minute. I'm gonna test this game first.
It's taking you forever. Can I borrow your helmet to open the gates?
Now the Kickstarter, which yes, like I say, link in the show notes, link in the description, wherever this video and podcast is going to be. Go and support it. You play 2 characters in the game. Was that always the case from the start? Because I love switching from different characters. It does add an extra thing to games. So I'm excited about that. Was that like an early decision?
It was, yes. It actually ties into the story. The story of Kapia, it's built around contrasts. And if you look at our characters, we have this, big manly guy, and we have this little girl, and they're all, as a whole, they're one big family. And you'll see how one one character implements another one.
Excellent. Now I love the trailer. I featured it on one of my trailer talks a while back, and it got really good reactions. It's very steampunk visually, which I really love. When you came up with the idea of Kapia, like like you said, it was 4 years ago, but like what were you doing at that time? Because I also read somewhere that you do move around quite a lot. At the minute you're in Montenegro, but I mean you've been all over the place. Like, what was your situation at that time to think, okay, I want to write a game. This is the game that I'm going to write.
We started writing it in Latvia.
Okay, right.
Yes, it was back. It was 3 countries back.
3 countries, that was
Yes.
4 years ago. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So is that you moved because of your jobs that you were having? Obviously, I assume you.
Jobs and the situation, it just constantly changes, and the financial part, it plays a big role. I mean, the whole game was self-financed to this point.
Right.
And right now we obviously really need some help because after 4 years it's getting hard.
Yeah.
But the original game, it was written in Latvia, and the whole medieval kind of buildings and the setting, we took a lot of real streets from Riga, Latvia,
Right.
and we based our story and our setting upon them.
Oh wow. Okay, so it's kind of based within some kind of real world, even though it's it's obviously make believe, as you will.
Yes.
Now the Kickstarter that you're doing, will some of the funds, like you said, go towards voice acting? Have you got voice actors lined up for that? And if so, do you have like other languages that you're going to translate it to?
We on our base, on our core fund, we are looking at voice actors. We're going to implement custom music. That's an important part for the game, and it deserves good music. So that's something that we really want to do.
Yeah.
Another part is the development itself. And I believe the fourth part is a bunch of taxes and, Kickstarter fees.
Yeah, there's always that bit, isn't there? Oh god, that bit's not mine.
It looks like a pretty good piece of sandwich.
Yeah.
Sandwich.
Yeah.
As you may see in the page.
Oh yeah. So excellent. Now, apart from the two characters that you do play, what other characters are inhibited in this make-believe world? Who do we meet?
Oh, there is a lot of fun guys out there. A lot of robots, but there is also a cat in a robot cat in a robot cat suit that everyone seemed to love until they meet her or it.
Oh, really? Really?
Yes, it's kind of sassy.
Oh, wow. Cool. So when this game is out, it's we're looking at, like you say, Q2 2021. I really, really hope that it hits a goal, and I in my mind, I have no doubt it will. Like I say, everywhere I look, it's got real good support. It already has over 200 followers on the Kickstarter page before it goes live today. So hopefully you'll hit that target pretty soon. Now, is there anything that you want to bring to the table at all that's extra? That we haven't spoken about, just to let people know. Obviously, I'll leave all the links below. But if there's anything else you wanna mention at all, Anna?
I would like to mention our supporters. I mean, people were absolutely amazing throughout this, and on Twitter, on Facebook, on our Discord. I mean, sometimes people actually make me cry. I mean, how much they support and how much they appreciation they have for what we have done.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't imagine when I started blog on Twitter. It was 2 years ago. I couldn't imagine how much it would grow. Right now, it's just amazing people throughout, and we haven't had a single, nasty comment in our social medias. So I'm really hopeful, and I want to thank everybody for giving us this support.
Well, it looks a fantastic game, and like I say, I featured on my trailer talk, and there's a lot of games coming out, and it's tough to stand out in the field. But this one certainly stood out for me, so I'm very, very excited. Disclaimer: I haven't played the demo because for games that I'm really excited about, I want to go in blind. So apart from the trailer, I haven't played the demo because I want to go in next year and go, okay, let's delve in here for a good long weekend and make the most of it. So I'm really excited about that. On a side note, because there are so many indie developers, are there any other games coming out in the past couple of years that you have played that are of note at all that you really enjoyed?
Saint Qatar, and a lot of, I mean, it's kind of hard to come up with a list, from the top of my head, but Saint Qatar was the last one that we've played, so I just immediately,
I played that demo too, and that was freaky, very spooky. Yeah, and
they have this atmosphere. It's a different game from ours, but I enjoyed it no less. I mean, I don't have to have something that's completely looking like my game to enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, we could sit here for hours and talk about all the games that are coming out and have came out recently that we've played. But I think Saint Kotar was a very good demo. And again, those guys hit the Kickstarter, and I really, really hope that you do. Thank you so much for your time, Anna. It's been absolutely delighted to have you here on the very first, hopefully, of many podcasts. And hopefully we will have you back again in when the game is out, and to push it out, because it's definitely very, very high on my wish list. And that's one thing I need to say to everybody as well. That is a big thing. If you like the look of this game, go to Steam and wishlist it, because it pushes it up into more people's eye line, and helps it get out there a bit clearer, a bit better.
It does.
So
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, and I really hope that we'll meet again. And it was a big pleasure for me.
Yeah, thanks very much then. So that was my debut interview right there with Anna. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. As this is the debut episode of my podcast, it would mean so much if you hit that subscribe button. I have so many more interviews lined up with adventure game developers, and all those will be coming very, very soon. I also chat with fellow fans and creators. I'll be playing some trailers for future games and also reviews. If that sounds like your bag, then please hit that subscribe button. And if you are an indie developer creating an adventure game and want to chat to me, please get in touch at YakWaxLips@gmail.com or across all the social media sites. Thanks very much for tuning in, guys, and until next time, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is you're doing right now. Take care.